will be officially launching the 1st of next month, the 1st of next year. But right now, I'm just sort of doing a little experimenting and getting my my sea legs, so to speak.
The 1st of next year.
Yes.
But right now, I'm just
volume. Now you can chat. This is a live program, and if you happen to be there, you can chat and send comments. You can also call in. 617-396-4958 is the number. That number again is 617-396-4958. I'm very pleased to mention that I have launched the website to the show. Let me just call it up here. And it is now live and happening. It's called charlesmoscowitz.com. And this website has everything you need to know about the show, basically. It has all of the, let me just see, where the heck is it? See, now that I need it, it ain't around. Okay. Let me go to, all right, we've got that going on. Do we have the, why me? Let me put it up here. That should do it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, there it is. It looks pretty good. And the thing that I like about it, charlesmoscowitz.com, is that it lists all of the venues that carry this show. And this is particularly important right now in these times of political censorship. And let me just say before I mention the actual stations that are going to carry the show and that do carry the show, and that is that the censorship is going to get worse before it gets better. Even today now, there are people that are being taken off of Twitter. The new management there is super woke. They're censoring out anyone that doesn't genuflect to the left. And it's going to be pretty deep. I do a TikTok occasionally, and my TikTok today was censored. It was taken down because they claimed community standards are at play, even though I quoted from an article in the Gateway Pundit, and what I talked about is fact that is in the newspapers. It's not something that I'm making up. I'm not weaving any conspiracy theories. I understand what community standards are, and I also understand what censorship is. And this is censorship. So what this tells me is that it's going to get worse before it gets better. And, you know, I'm kind of like all of us, you know, these are interesting times. I'm launching this program. I've invested a lot of time and frankly, some money, not a lot, but some, into building this website and getting these sites. And yet I'm not going to really be able to do what I want to do because of the censorship. I don't know what might be allowed and what will not be allowed. Well, I kind of do know. I mean, actually, let's be honest here. And I will say that the things that I want to talk about are the things that are right now forbidden in this country. You cannot talk about the 2020 election unless you're talking about how wonderful Biden is in terms of what happened on that day. You cannot talk about elements of the January 6th protest at the US Capitol. You cannot talk about the vaccine, and you cannot talk generally about the origins of the pandemic. That's in a nutshell. And you can't talk about transgenders. And you can't talk about transhumanism. All right, so there's 6 subjects. It's the 6 big no's. And there's probably a few others floating around out there that you can't talk about right now. Now, as I've said, I understand what community standards are. I've been a radio talk show host off and on in the greater Boston area for over 10 years. And in that capacity, I've observed FCC regulations. Never had a problem. But on these venues, I have to be careful. So this is one of the reasons why I have I'm building a network that includes multiple stations, so that by this means, if I am taken down in any one of the stations, I will have built up the other stations and I will be able to continue the show. And there are some guests that I want to have on that I know are going to be censored on YouTube and TikTok, and probably Facebook and Twitter if they notice me. Fortunately, right now, actually, they haven't yet. So in those cases, I probably will be doing the program. I'll pre-record it by Zoom, and then I will download it into various venues that will allow me to do the show. As far as I know, of course, I suppose in the bigger picture, they could pull the whole plug on it at any time. But I'm going to try to protect the program on the stations that I suspect will be censored. And this is too bad, but that's the world we're in right now. I think it's going to get better. I'm optimistic. I think that when the Republicans win back the House in less than a year from now, in November of next year, and I think they're going to win back big. There's going to be probably, I think that Steve Bannon says it's up to 100 seats that the Republicans are going to take. And I think that he may not be off on that. Newt Gingrich says the same thing. I think they may not be off on that. Then I think the censorship will ease at that point. And the censorship has been in place, or it started to develop after the 2016 election, when big tech got together and they said, how could we let Donald Trump win? We have to stop this from happening again. And I believe that's exactly what they did. I don't want to talk about that right now because, well, this is YouTube. Let's put it that way, but I have a lot to say about it. I'm going to just mention where you can find me in terms of both live stream and the downloads, so that as I go forward, if you find that I'm not in any one of these venues, you could look to the other venues, or you could just go to the website, charlesmoscowitz.com, and you'll see all of the links. It's a pretty amazing, the list of groups that are carrying the program. And I intend to build the show mainly within this network by contacting all of these various venues and strategizing with them in terms of how to bring their audience toward the show. Now, I'm going to list, these are the live streams that you can get. So if you go to charlesmoscowitz.com, not only will you be able to get my books, you'll be able to watch the show live right off of there, but by clicking live stream on the top. And not only will you have links to all of my books, and they are available at Amazon Books. My latest book, Sociology for Conservatives, is there, and The Satanic Conspiracy is there, as are all my other books. But you can also listen live stream on the following networks: YouTube, Facebook. You have to go to charlesmoscowitz.com and link to these. Or you could just put my name in the server and Charles Moscowitz YouTube, Charles Moscowitz Facebook, whatever. Anyway, these are where it is. YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, VK, Twitter, Picardo, Podomatic, DLive, Trovo, and YouNow. Those are the venues that carry the show live. Now, you can hear the download, which is either an audio podcast or an audio visual, at the following venues. And this is all linked on the website, charlesmoscowitz.com. Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google, TuneIn, Listen Notes, Podchaser, Podimo, Owltail, MyTuner, Podtail, SoundCloud, Vimeo, Rumble, Minds, Reddit, Pod Paradise, Spotify, BitChute, Amazon Music, Odyssey, Ghana, and Weebly. All of those venues carry the program as an archive. They're not carrying it live, but you can go to those venues and you can either listen to it as a podcast or you can view it and listen to it as basically what you do with YouTube. And then finally, my social network, where I also put the show and I have writing, include the Blogger, Medium, Alignable, Gab, and Getter. So I've got a comprehensive network here. I am very proud of this. I built this myself. I did it with practically no money. Many of these are free. Most of them actually are free. And my intention here is to build a nightly program drawing from all of these communities, all the people that check out these apps. I want to reach them, and I'm going to be doing that over the next weeks. I'm hoping to just have this live experience every night, 10 p.m. to midnight, and where I will be taking calls. I'll certainly be taking chats on YouTube, and I'm going to be watching for those. And also, I will be taking calls. You can call in at 617-396-4958. So I'm not going to say more tonight. I just want to introduce, I'm rolling out the program, and I am looking forward to a very good and vigorous schedule of guests. I hope it's going to take a little getting used to be doing the show so late, but there's a lot of reasons why I want to do it this way, both professionally and personally. So, I'm looking forward to getting started in January. And I think on that note, I'm going to thank you for joining me. God bless you all. Check out my books. They're available at Amazon Books. Charles Moscowitz, The Satanic Conspiracy, and Sociology for Conservatives are my two latest. So on that note, have a good evening, everyone. Merry Christmas. God bless you all.